Hello, lovies. Yes, we are back at it again. It's a new week, a new episode of Your Life Cheerleader, the podcast. Well, of course, this is the behind the scenes before I start actually recording. This is where I just like to just chop it up with you, see how you're doing. Hopefully, all is well. The end of the year is coming rather quickly. Hopefully you've accomplished some of your goals. Hopefully this podcast has been helping you. Hopefully it's been encouraging you. Maybe you could probably hear from my voice, I'm slightly congested here, but we're going to push through and get this done. I try to stay on schedule as much as possible. So, today it's a good one. It is called The Power of Saying Yes. I don't know, what comes to mind is that Flowetry song, all I gotta do is say yes. Sometimes that yes kind of pulls us out of that comfort zone that we like to stay in, right? So, I have a couple of stories. I think for me, the best way to relate to people is to tell the stories that I have. So you could see, hey man, this is actually something that actually happens to somebody. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started. I'm going to hit record over here on my garage band. I don't know where this is coming from. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Your Life Cheerleader. I'm your host, Sky. I am here to encourage you and provide you fuel for your journey every single step of the way. This podcast is actually therapy for me. Hopefully it is helping somebody out there. That's the whole purpose of me doing this podcast. This week, I want to talk about your yes has power. It's sometimes it's easier for us to say, no, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because we like to stay in our comfort zones. But we can unlock so many doors by simply saying yes. We don't know the power that yes at that particular moment has, and what can happen on down in our lives just for us saying yes at the particular moment. Yes, one yes can change your entire life. Your whole life story, right? It's about growth. And, just think about it. So I have a lot of times where I did say yes that brought me completely out of my comfort zone. I am totally not that outdoors, let me live off the land kind of a girl. No, I'm not a glamper either. But I said yes to going camping once. I had no supplies, not even a sleeping bag, nothing. I had nothing. But I said, you know what the heck? Got all the supplies and actually went camping. Now when I do camp, I'm very particular about my entire setup. I don't like bugs. I can't stand bugs. I hate bugs. And if they're coming near me, oh, you're about to die. Especially the kind that crawl. But anyway, so, I made sure that I had lots of off. I had bug spray. I had that bug repellent. I had those tiki torches. I had everything you could think of that would keep the bugs out. Now, when I set up my tent, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. and I enlisted in the help of somebody. So they helped me. It's like, oh, well, that's easier than what I thought it was. And from that, I can actually set up my own tent nowadays. So anyway, so I'm setting up my tent. I have everything that I need on the inside. I lay a carpet down inside. I have my cot. I have my air mattress. It's my little house in the woods. And once I got everything set up, it was a satisfaction that, hey, I'm actually doing this. So, that personal growth just makes us feel good. And as the days went on, it was actually more relaxing than I actually anticipated. And I started thinking to myself, I actually like this. I'm actually enjoying this. So when we start saying yes and coming out of our comfort zone, that personal growth is happening. We're opening up new doors. I would have never have thought that I actually enjoyed camping. And since then, I've purchased a inflatable kayak. I've also purchased a paddleboard. I love being on the water and in nature. Never in a million years would I have thought that I would be that girl. And I love the doors now that me saying yes to that one camping trip has opened for me. So definitely, if you haven't been camping, try it. You never know. Say yes to that, right? Now it's not only in, fun activities, but also, now this girl, when it came, look, I was a brownie. I wasn't even a Girl Scout, but selling cookies or selling chocolate for, because you're part of a school organization. Oh, that, I don't like selling. I'm not a seller. I have never, ever been a seller. That wasn't something that I really felt that I was good at. So one day while I'm working my first gig out of college, I see an opening for an account executive at a radio station here in Atlanta. And my friend, she was like, you should totally go for that. In my mind, I'm thinking, who am I kidding? No, that's not happening. But anyway, so I said, you know what? Let's just go for it. It was at a music station. I love music. Music is my passion. So I said, hey, it can't be that bad, right? So I went, applied, I got the job. I was like, oh, wow, I actually got this gig. All right, on to the next step. Well, now, was I a great seller? Oh, absolutely not. But did I learn some things along the way? Oh, absolutely. So my favorite part about selling was the actual client and coming up with ideas. I loved being able to figure out, well, what is it that they needed? I liked being the problem solver. And then I also enjoyed getting the opportunity to write scripts for them. So there's like this whole process behind being an account executive in radio. You're on the creative aspect, then you're on the execution aspect. And being on that side prepared me for what was to come on down the road. Because, hey, never did I think that I would actually become an on-air personality. That wasn't something that I thought that that anybody would actually care to hear what I have to say. But all those things that I learned from being an account executive and working in sales along the way actually helped me to be a better on-air personality, because I understood the importance of deadlines to the client. I understood the creative process for the client. So those little things kind of help me get to another level in terms of on-air personality and client relationships. So I can appreciate that. But those doors, again, would not have been open had I not said, hey, yes, let me try being an account executive. Personal growth, and it's funny because those things from back then kind of set you up for what's to come in your future, right? So it's like now this saying yes to that has set me in a certain kind of alignment. So that part is the exciting part. When you say yes to new opportunities that you really don't see yourself in. And, you also learn, oh, you know what? Well, being an account executive really isn't my bag. It definitely takes a special person. You got to look at money, I think, in a certain way. But I'm still also learning that saying yes to money isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? So that is still a work in progress. Or, you know what? It's saying yes to maybe somebody that, oh, I don't know if I should really say yes to having dinner with this person. You never know. That person could be the person for you, right? I said yes to a date with my second husband. Yes, I said second husband. That's a whole nother story. We're not even going to talk about that right here in this moment. But I did say yes to having dinner. He kind of caught me off guard, but I opened it up and, we got married and it was great. Well, it was great. And had I not said yes, those doors wouldn't have been open. Is that a good thing? Well, yes. It was a good thing. But again, you learn from those doors that you walk through, those things that you experience from saying yes to the date, from saying yes to a new job opportunity, from saying yes to a new experience. You learn things about yourself. Oh, you know what? This really isn't for me. I wouldn't have known that had I not said yes, right? Because I would have just had these like maybe preconceived notions as to what it would have been like, speculations. So it's time to discover yourself. So if there's something out there, just say yes. However, you're not going to go through and say yes to everything. You must create boundaries, right? Because you can't say, yes, I'll help you. Yes, I'll help you. Yes, I'll help you. You just cannot say yes to everybody, because what happens is then that creates a burnout. You can't have a burnout. You can say yes to you internally, but again, don't say yes to everything, especially if it's not serving you. So that's a little food for thought. Is it serving you? Because you definitely don't want to have nothing left for yourself and be burnt out, right? What aligns with your values? Saying yes to certain things may not line up with who you are, the things that you value, right? So you've got to be very, very cautious about that. But outside of that, say yes. Say yes to trying a new dish. Don't be so comfortable. And, maybe what might help you is when you do start saying yes, journal about it. Journal about those new experiences. So that way, when you start feeling that, ooh, I don't know if I should say yes, you can reflect back on all the doors that were open from you saying yes to a certain thing, right? So, short and sweet, I really would love to see you step out of that comfort box and start saying yes to things. You never know. You might just be a nature person. But seriously, you never know. You might open the door to something that leads to an amazing future for you. Okay, so don't necessarily shoot it down right away. Go ahead, say yes. If you know someone who you feel maybe kind of like in their comfort zone and not really open to new ways of doing things, definitely share this podcast with them. I think maybe it'll give them some new insight. You know what? Saying yes. And saying yes doesn't mean that you're compromising yourself, because you definitely want to keep your values in front of you. That's important. What are your values? But say yes as long as it serves you. I am your life cheerleader. Please make sure you share this podcast. Please like this podcast. Please subscribe to this podcast. I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. You are all definitely special, and I definitely thank you for listening. And I will see you back here next week. I am Sky, your life cheerleader. Oh my. I'm really trying to push through that because I'm very, very congested right now. But I definitely think saying yes is new adventures for you. Are you ready to go on a new adventure? Then say yes to certain things that serve you. Okay? Open up that door. You never know. Thank you so much for always tuning in. I truly hope that I am serving you. That is my whole purpose here. All right, I'll see you back here next week. Hopefully not stuffy. Bye.